Hi, I'm Dawn Morse from Core Elements. In this short video, we're going to go through a variation of Sun Salutation B. So in our yoga classes, we practice hot vinyasa yoga, and this is one of the variations of our longer Sun Salutation that we practice as part of our warm-up, with the aim of preparing the body for the rest of the class that follows. So this 5 rounds of Sun Salutation B will follow Sun Salutation A, which is in the previous video. So hopefully if you're practicing this at home in your own time, you would have done a few 2 to 5 rounds of Sun Salutation A first before coming on to Sun Salutation B. Again, when we practice Sun Salutation B, we're trying to engage our bandhas. So we're lifting up through the pelvic floor to engage Mula Bandha, and we're drawing back through the belly button to engage Uddiyana Bandha. You're either engaging your Ujjayi breath, or if you're not used to doing Ujjayi breathing, we're ensuring that we're doing deep thoracic breathing into and out of the rib cage via the nose. So through practicing our deep thoracic breathing, that helps us to strengthen and stretch our respiratory muscles. Okay, so the body should be nice and warm now from our practice rounds of Sun Salutation A. So again, from here, we're going to centre the body. So we're bringing ourselves to the front of the mat. And as we do that, we're lifting those toes up and stretching them out to help recenter and ground the feet. And from here, we've engaged the thighs. We've drawn the tailbone into that neutral position, and we've engaged our bandhas. We're going to start off with a chair posture at the beginning of the Sun Salutation, but again take the Sun Salutation at your own pace and listen to your body. If you feel discomfort in that lower back at any time, you're softening through those knees. Okay, so when you're ready, deep breath in through the nose. With that first deep inward breath, we're going to soften through the knees. We're kicking the tailbone out slightly or slightly down. And then we're lifting up through those arms, either looking forward or up at those hands. Again, as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen and lower. Take a deep breath in as we stretch through the chest. And from here, we're widening through those hips. We're lengthening the chest forwards and drawing those shoulder blades away from the ears and placing those hands wherever they fall. Then from here, relaxing that head down, we're going to stride. For those of you who are comfortable, you can jump back. Get a little stride back into press up or our table position. And again, from here, either relax those toes, lower all the way down to the mat, and then lift that chest forwards as we come up into Cobra or Upward Facing Dog, whichever variation you prefer. Then from here, press through the knees or through the toes as you lift up into your Downward Dog position. Okay, so from here you can either lower down to those knees first, and then from here we can lift the leg as we come into a variation of Warrior One, sweeping those hands up and either looking up at those thumbs or eyes forwards. Then from here, sweep those hands back round and down. And then you can come back either into that table position or back into your press-up position. And tuck those elbows again all the way in as you lower back to the mat. And then you're rolling those shoulders back and down and lifting back into that Cobra position. And again, from here, relax back down via the knees or via the toes. You're coming back up into your Downward Dog position just for a moment. And again, either lower back down to the knees or stay or lift from that Downward Dog position. This time, we're going to lift through the leg as we bring that left leg through. And again, from here, you can either lower back down onto that back knee or stay on those toes as you lift back up into a variation of Warrior One. And take those hands back down. Then from here, we're going to stride back into that press up or into that table position. Tuck those elbows in again as you lower to the mat or Chaturanga, and then come back up into Upward Facing Dog or Cobra. Then from here again, lowering back down and then breathing out either via the knees or via the toes into your downward dog. Good, and then from here, we're holding our downward dog for 5 breaths. Again, if the body's feeling quite stiff still, from here we can soften those knees. Again, helping to continue to warm up through those hamstrings, through the quadriceps, and through the muscles around that pelvis area. Then after those 5 breaths, you can look at that space in between those hands and either lower to the knees first and bring those feet forwards as we lengthen, and then lower back down again towards the mat. Again, taking these hands wherever they fall. And then from here, we're going to squeeze those knees together, widen through the hips as we sweep those hands back up into our variation of our chair posture. And then breathe out, extend. So that's one variation for our first round of Sensation B. So in our second round, we're going to go into some slightly different variations, but again incorporating Warrior One. Okay, so again you can mix and match these levels depending on how the body's feeling. So again, focusing on that breath, focusing on these bandhas. So when you're ready, I'm going to take a deep breath in as we sweep those hands up, really trying to press the whole flat of the foot into the mat, and then breathe out, lengthen and lower. Strong inward breath, stretch. Then from here, relax back down, stride back into that press up or table position. Tuck the elbows in as you lower, then strong inward breath into our upward double cobra, and strong outward breath into your downward dog. So again, via the knees or the toes, we're going to lift the right leg up and then sweep that right leg through. Again, you can either lower down onto that back knee or stay in this lunge variation position. Then from here, either keeping those hands onto the hips or sweeping those arms towards the ceiling. Then lengthen, stride back, and lower back down to the mat or to chaturanga. Breathing in up and breathing out down. Then left leg lifted. Sweep this left leg through. And again from here you can either come down onto the knee or stay on the toes. It might be enough to stay here, that's fine. Or hands onto the hips or sweep those hands up. And then take the posture forwards. Stride back and lower. Strong inward breath, upward dog or cobra. And strong outward breath, downward dog. We're going to hold this downward dog for 5 breaths. So you're going to open up through the fingers of the hands and ground the palms. You're drawing the shoulder blades away from the ears. You're engaging Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and drawing the chin in towards the chest. Then look at that space in between the hands. Either lower to the knees first or stride, bring yourself forwards, lengthen and lower back down again. Then squeeze those knees together as you come up into a chair posture and breathe out, extend. Okay, so you could repeat that round using using Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. We're going to do Warrior 2 within the next round. Okay, so again, when you're ready, focusing on your breathing. Squeeze the knees together as you come up into chair posture. Then breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, back and down. Breathe in, up and breathe out, down. This time, lifting that right leg. We're going to take that right leg through. Okay, take the leg into a position that's comfortable for you. And we're going to turn this back foot to the midline, either using heel to heel alignment or heel to instep alignment. Depends on what works better with your hips. Drawing that knee back, and then from here, lengthening those arms out and focusing through the middle finger of the right hand. Then take the posture forwards, stride back, and lower back down to the mat or chaturanga. Breathing into cobra or upward dog, and breathing out into downward dog. Left leg lifted. Look where you want the foot to go to. Sweep that leg through, and then turn that foot again to the midline. So drawing that knee out, drawing the tailbone down as you lengthen through those arms, focusing through the middle finger and relaxing those shoulders. Take those hands back round, stride back and lower. Breathing in, upward dog or cobra, and breathing out, downward dog, and hold. So again, 5 deep breaths here. Focusing on the bandhas, the breath, and the drishti. And you're drawing those shoulder blades away from the ears and down the back. Then when you're ready, look at that space in between those hands. Either lower down to the knees first or stride. Bring yourself forwards, lengthen through the chest and relax back down again. Then when you're ready, squeeze those knees together, drop that bottom low, lifting through the chest as you sweep those hands back up. And then breathe out, extend. Okay, so then 2 variations with the Warrior 1 and 1 variation with Warrior 2. Then from here, we're going to, or for our next round, round 4, we're going to come into an inward rotation, helping to warm up through that spinal column. Okay, so again, listening to the body, grounding through the feet. And then when you're ready, I'm going to take a deep breath in, squeeze those knees together as you come up, and then breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, lengthen, again widening through the hips and grounding through the feet. And then from here, stride back into your press up or your table position, or jump back if you prefer. Tuck the elbows in all the way to the mat or chaturanga, stretching back through the heels, the toes. And from here, lifting back up into your downward dog. Right leg lifted. And again, look where you want the foot to come to. You sweep through. Then either lower down onto that back knee and left hand down inside that right foot as you rotate into that hip. So either looking forwards or up at that top thumb, depending on how the neck and shoulders are feeling today. Then sweep that hand back around and stride back into your press up or table position, which is on the knees. Tuck the elbows in, roll into upward dog or cobra, and breathing out into your downward dog. Left leg lifted. Sweep through. I'm just going to turn around so you can see again. And then from here, either on those that back knee or the toes. So right hand this side, this time inside that left leg, and then rotating into that hip and stretching through that back heel if you're on the toes. Take that hand back round, and again from here, you're going to stride back into your press up or your table position, and then from here, tuck those elbows in. Again, rolling into upward double cobra, and then breathing out into your downward dog. It's going to turn around again. And then from your downward dog position, you're holding for those 5 breaths. Then after those 5 breaths, deep inward and outward breaths, and to look at that space in between those hands. You can either lower to the knees first, or stride, or jump forwards into that forward bend. Inward breath as you lengthen the spine and widen those hips. And then from here, outward breath, lower back down over those legs. Squeeze the knees together and come up into Utkatasana, chair posture. And breathe out, extend. And our final round. Okay, so it's up to you which variation you'd like to do for your final round. Quite often in our classes, I like to do 2 rounds with that rotation. So that really helps to warm that spine up, ready for the postures that are going to follow in that standing sequence. So I'm going to demonstrate a final round with those internal rotations. But if you wanted to turn away or do warrior 1 or warrior 2 instead, then that's up to you. Okay, so when you're ready, strong inward breath, squeeze those knees together as you come up, looking forwards or up. Outward breath, lower. Inward breath, stretch. Outward breath, back and down to the mat or chaturanga. Inward breath, cobra or upward dog. Outward breath, downward dog. Lift, inward breath, sweep through, and outward breath, twisting into that hip. Really squeezing through the stomach now to help that internal rotation. Sweep that hand back round. Stride back and lower. Inward breath, up. Outward breath, down. Left leg lifted. Sweep through. Hand inside that left foot and rotate on that outward breath. Sweep that hand back round, inward breath. Take it back and down. Coming through into cobra or upward dog and breathing out, downward dog. Hold for 5 breaths. And relaxing through the neck. Relaxing through those shoulders as you draw the shoulder blades away from the ears and down the back. Relax the forehead, the eyes and the jaw. Then look at that space in between the hands, lower to the knees or stride or jump. Bring yourself forwards, lengthen and lower. Again, wherever those hands fall. Squeeze the knees together, drop the bottom down and up into chair posture. And then breathe out, extend. Excellent, thank you. And you should now feel nice and warm. So quite often running through Sun Salutation A and a few rounds of B can help to set you up for the day, or can help to relieve stress or anxiety or any other conditions. Or they can form the basis of your standing sequence that will follow. Okay, thank you.